first. Sponsored by George Sink Injury Lawyers.
The time now is 6:30, and if you are up, honestly, stay inside. It's really uncomfortable unless you have to go to work, I suppose. It is the hottest morning that we've probably ever had for the summertime, at least this year. It is the highest dew point of the year, and the feel like temperature is starting off at 100 degrees, 6:30 a.m. on your Thursday. 100 degrees in Myrtle Beach is what it feels like. It's not nearly as bad across the PD. It feels 25 degrees cooler in Florence. We do have thunderstorms across Tennessee and Kentucky associated with a front that will be here tomorrow. But today it's isolated rain. It is still hot and still above average. We do have a heat advisory for today. So 105 to 107 as the feel like temperature today. And again, Myrtle Beach is already starting at 100. So we don't really have that far to go for the afternoon. The temperatures, though, are not as bad as what they were on Monday, so keep that in mind, but this is technically the worst morning. We have a heat advisory all across the deep south and the Gulf Coast still in effect for today. Temperatures are 3 to 6 degrees warmer. It's 84 in Myrtle Beach. It is 12 degrees cooler in Cheraw. 72 is not a bad start, but it is very humid along the Grand Strand. Winds coming in off of the ocean, and it's another mostly sunny day, which is, nice if you have beach plans and all that stuff. But we still need rain, and we're going to do a little bit better for that on Friday and on Saturday. So it's only an isolated shower today and still hot at 90 to 98.
Hannah, thank you so much. Now to a look at some of this morning's top local stories. Marshals crashing to the ground in Missouri. The search for a missing boater this morning after their boat collided with a log Wednesday morning in the Waccamaw River in Murrells Inlet. A second person on the boat was taken to the hospital. Nowhere in their condition. The South Carolina Department of Natural Resources has taken over the search.
A single vehicle crash in Horry County, sending one person to the hospital with critical injuries. Horry County Fire Rescue says crews were called to the area of Highway 501 and Enoch Road just after 9 last night. Officials say the car involved overturned during the crash.
In the city of Marion, opening a cooling shelter due to extreme heat. The shelter at Shannon Wilkerson Gym is open until 6 p.m. tonight on Bobby Gerald Parkway. Anyone without air conditioning or adequate cooling is encouraged to use this shelter. Residents are also reminded to take precautions in the heat.
News 13 on-time traffic, sponsored by Joy Law Firm. Just call Joy.
The time now is 6:33, and we have a few live looks at traffic. They're both along 501. You have one at Gardner Lacey and Myrtle Ridge, where, of course, the roads are waking up more and more. Visibility is not bad, though, and then more to the south of that in Fantasy Harbor. It's kind of the same there as well. It really doesn't look too bad. Drive time is 7 minutes from Faro Parkway to Glens Bay. Interstate travel is good. There's not much fog for the interstate. It's really in between the interstate and Conway where the fog is the thickest. We'll take a live look outside near Alligator Road where there's, some fog, but you have decent visibility. It's really not too bad right now. There is a crash being reported, though, on I-20 East near exit 137. So again, this is outside really of Florence, but the right lane is closed. So if you're heading, eastbound from Columbia, you may notice some slow travel there with the lane closure. The drive time is 6 minutes from Palmetto to I-95. Adriana?
Hannah, thank you so much. Well, flock cameras have come under scrutiny nationwide after reports of law enforcement officers misusing the technology. The cameras use automated license plate recognition to capture information about vehicles. That information can help police find stolen cars, connect a vehicle to a crime, help with police chases, or find missing people. But recent cases involving officers using flock data for personal reasons, including tracking ex-romantic partners, have led to widespread criticism. Some say the problem isn't the technology itself, just making sure that it's used correctly.
Probably the best way to do it is to have multiple people monitoring. If you have 2 or 3 officers in the monitoring room and one of them is a supervisor, more than likely he's gonna, if one guy keeps following the same car, he's gonna ask him, "Hey Joe, why do you keep following that?" I don't, other than it's my ex-girlfriend. Cut it out.
You'll find a list of security changes Flock has made due to the reported misuse of the technology in the story at WBTW.com.
A South Carolina county could become the first in the state to ban flock cameras. Oconee County Council members met on Tuesday night and passed the first reading of an ordinance to push back on a mass surveillance. The ordinance would stop county funds from paying for flock cameras and other surveillance items. It would also keep those systems off county property and roads.
I understand all the good things that can be done with flock, and I've heard people say before, you know, if something happened to my child or if I had someone that's elderly is lost, you can find them. I understand all those arguments, but you have to look at what you're giving up. At some point, these things can and will be turned against you.
The ordinance still needs 2 more readings before it becomes law. There's a new front in the war with Iran. President Trump is targeting the country's economy.
That's right. That threat extending to other countries that may want to help them. News Nation Washington correspondent Rashad Hunstead joining us live this morning with the latest. Good morning, Rashad.
Good morning to you. President Trump is calling it an economic D-Day. It's an attempt to cut Iran off from the rest of the world as an attempt to get them to come back to the negotiating table. It also comes as the president says there are currently no talks scheduled with Iran. After months of military strikes, President Trump is now trying to squeeze Iran financially.
We have things that we could sanction. We have very draconian sanctions, and we'll see what happens.
The president announced what he calls, quote, the most crushing economic operation ever taken against any country, and warns other nations they could pay a price for helping Iran. The president said countries allowing their banks, businesses, airports, or government entities to provide Iran an economic lifeline could face tremendous economic consequences. Iran's foreign minister called the president's economic D-Day a distraction and warns this could threaten the global economy. But the White House says countries are getting oil elsewhere.
People have found other alternatives, which they never thought about. Texas, Alaska, Louisiana. I think the Hormuz Strait's not going to be quite as important as it was in the past.
So now the question becomes whether this new economic pressure is able to do what months of military action was unable to do, and that's to get Iran to get these negotiations back going. Jevin, Adriana.
Rashad, thank you. A new report from the Treasury Department shows the national debt has reached a record $40 trillion. The government now pays more on debt interest than almost anything else. In 2017, the debt crossed the $20 trillion mark, and in March of this year, it reached $39 trillion. Along with a higher national debt, the average interest rate of a home mortgage climbed, with an average price of a 30-year home loan sitting at 6.67%. Economists say the war with Iran has also pushed prices higher, everything from oil and food to clothes. Officials say the federal government owes more than $32.2 trillion to outside entities and $7.8 trillion to itself.
Well, President Trump has nominated Dr. Heidi Overton to lead the Food and Drug Administration. There she is. Overton is the deputy director of the White House Domestic Policy Council. Her nomination comes amid the recent cyclospora outbreak. She'll need Senate confirmation and to face questions from the Senate Health Committee. Now, the previous head of the FDA resigned in May.
A slithery surprise in the market common. Now, the 10-foot discovery bringing new awareness to exotic pet ownership. Those details coming up next.